Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the terminal area planning. Introduction. It is a transition of passenger from ground to air occurs in the terminal area. The degree of the development in the terminal area will vary with the volume of the airport operation, such as type of air traffic using the airport, the number of passengers and the airport employees to be served, etc. It should be designed in such a way that not only to maintain the current traffic but also to manage the future traffic, say about 20 years. This airport terminal is a complex system and which three primary components of an airport complexes are: first one is the landside terminal buildings and airside facilities, in which the passengers will embark and disembark from the aircraft, which means arrives and departs from the aircraft. So you can see from the airside itself there will includes runway, apron, taxiway, gate, control tower, and for the landside facilities will become in curb front pedestrian facilities, public transportation including bus and rails, parking facilities, entry exit roads. So this in terminal buildings, what is happening is the passengers movement and the baggage handling. So next is terminal buildings. We can say that the key feature of any terminal area is the terminal building. It is the area used for the passenger, airline staff and administrative. The topic of the terminal building will be discussed in the following 6 subdivisions. Such first one is the design objective. The second one is the facilities to be provided. The third one is the noise control. The fourth one is the planning consideration. The fifth one is the site selection. And the final thing is the space requirement. So discussing about the designer's objective, the designer for a passenger terminal complex should consider the combination of various objectives, and the objectives are airline objectives, airport management objective, community objective, passengers objective. So when we are discussing in detail, the airline objective is that it should include the provision of security, accommodation of aircraft fleets, latest use of energy conservation measures, and efficient means of passengers and baggage flow, etc. And the next thing is the airport management objective, in which must include the facilities to generate maximum revenue, maintenance of terminal and minimization of the operation cost. Talking about the community objectives, this includes a coordination with the existing and planned of airport highway systems. And finally the passenger objectives, which includes the convenient access to parking facilities, provision of comprehensive and directional signs, and satisfying the need of the people for convenience and comfort, etc. The next thing is the facilities to be provided. The facilities to be provided at the terminal building will depend on the type of airport classified. So the facilities that you needed to be provided are: first one is bank with foreign exchange, bookshops and newspapers sales booth, general information desk, medical shops, restaurant and restrooms, space for custom, immigration and duty free shops, and toilet on every floor, etc. Now we are talking about the noise control. There will be a considerable noise inside the terminal buildings due to the presence of the passengers, so that the rooms like control towers where information is to be sent outside is to be constructed noise-proof materials. The designers of the terminal building should study the problems of the noise control and should make suitable provision for the control of the noise in some specific rooms in the terminal area. And the fourth one is planning consideration. The following are the 2 concepts of a planning the terminal buildings. The first one is a centralized system. In this system, all the passengers, baggage and cargoes are routed through a central location, then passed on the respective aircraft position. This system is convenient when the aircraft parking area is within a walking distance of 180 meters. This also proves to be economical. This figure shows the primary and the secondary stages of a centralized systems. Here yourself you can see the figure. The next thing is decentralized system. In this system, The passenger facilities are arranged in smaller units and repeated in one or more buildings. Each unit is arranged around one or more aircraft gate positions. It serves the passenger using those gate positions. All airline functions are carried out adjacent to the departing plane. This system proves to be uneconomical when the number of the gate required by the individual airline at one airport exceeds 6 or so. So this is showing the decentralized systems. And the next thing is the decentralized and centralized concept. There have been a considerable increase in the volume of the air traffic, and the concept of the combination of the above two systems is becoming more acceptable. And for the design of the modern terminal buildings, this concept is known as centralized concept by combination of the decentralized system and centralized systems. In this pattern, each individual airline operation is centralized, is known as a unit terminal principle. This is showing the combination of the decentralized and the centralized systems. And the unit terminal principle grants the following advantages. The first one is the centralization of the amenities, in which all the things will be books, newspaper stalls and other shopping materials will be placed in a separate buildings, so that we can divide the passengers that is coming into the aircraft by international or domestic aircrafts. The second one is the expansion of the existing facilities, and the third one is to minimize the initial cost, and the fourth one is the possibility of a parallel runway. So the fifth one is the site selections. So site selection, the requirements that is to be kept in mind while designing the site for the terminal buildings are as follows. First one is that it should be centrally located with respect to the runways. Second one is it should be convenient and easy access to the highway. It should have an enough provision for future expansion. It should have a favorable orientation with respect to wind, topographical features of the area, etc. There should be an adequate space available for the parking of the vehicles. The site should have an easy facility of natural drainage, and finally, the utilities like water, sewage and telephone should be easily available. The final thing is, the sixth is the space requirement. The determination of the space requirement at the terminal building is strongly influenced by the level of service desired. They vary to a great extent depending on the requirement of the specific design. The FAA has indicated that gross terminal area space requirement between 7.43 to 11.15 meters square per 1000 annual unplanned passengers are reasonable. So the approximate purpose in a terminal buildings are recommended as by the FAA are given below. And for airport operation it is about 38%. For airport administration it is about 17%, and for public space it is about 30%, and for utilities and shops etc. it will be about 15%, and totally the sum will be of 100%. So these are the plannings of the terminal area. Thank you.